Page 34. Come, now is the time to worship. This is in the key of D major, 2 sharps, F sharps and C sharps. 4/4 time. Now hopefully this rhythm at the beginning is not hard for you. If it is, I encourage you to go back to a level 1 method book and go through it. Get where you can get this rhythm. It's so important. But at the beginning, the fingering 1, 2, 4 here, and it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 2, 3, and that's pretty much the rhythm. It's just eighth notes on the 4th beat. Last line on page 34, it's here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and on top of page 36, last measure, the first line, eighth notes, 1 and 2 and. See, it's tied to the next measure. Just hang on to the note. You can think playing it, just hang on to it. And that's pretty much the rhythm. For once, they give you a song that doesn't have a challenging rhythm. Let's look at the left hand here. Again, this is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. Keeps you entertained while the right hand is holding down all those whole notes and things. So put the hands together. I just don't see a lot going on here with the left hand that should challenge you. So here at the beginning, 1 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 2 2 3 and 4 and right there. Last line, first measure on page 34. The left hand plays with the right on that chord. Over on page 35, second line, you're here. Those 2 eighth notes are by themselves, so you got to rest in the other hand. So be careful on that. At the top of page 36, when you go into this, the last measure, the first line, the eighth notes. Now watch out going from that measure, the last measure of the first line, to the next measure. That is the first measure of the second line. The hands are not quite, the right hand's got a tied note there, but the left hand's going to play while it's holding it down. And then immediately the right hand plays. So those 2 measures again is here, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Just be careful on that one. Third line down, you're here. Fingering in the right hand, I recommend there is a 1-4 and 1-3. We want to protect the melody. And then the next line here, and then 5th finger. And then the 2 eighth notes at the bottom of page 36 are by themselves. And you're back to what you were doing before. I don't see anything on page 38 that's tricky here. It's the same stuff you've been getting. Not bad. Now, we need to smooth this out and connect it because it needs to be legato. Needs to be sweet. You can do the sweet part, I'll leave that to you. But we're basically going to legato pedal this, and we're going to change it either once every measure or maybe once every couple of beats. It depends on the eighth notes and how mushy they get. We don't want a lot of blurriness. So at the beginning, it's going to be overlapping pedal. So I'm going to hold or push the pedal down right after the notes, and I'm going to change the pedal after I play the notes. So at the beginning, it's here. See, in the second measure, I play the notes first and then change the pedal. Again. And then in the second line, second measure, lift the notes up for beat 4. Those eighth notes are by themselves, and you don't pedal those. And at the first measure, the last line, I pedal it with the notes in the left hand. page 35 in the second measure, and anywhere else in here with the same type of pattern, I change the pedal with the notes in the left hand. And second line, first measure on 35, lift the pedal up so that last beat is by itself, no pedal, for the eighth notes. So that measure. Top of page 36, again, if possible, I'm just going to hold the pedal down for each measure, but occasionally I have to change it in the middle of the measure because of the blurriness. So at the top on 36, it's here. Right there on the second measure. Now you have a choice here. In the second measure, you can hold the pedal down for the first two beats, and then change it for the third, and change it again for the fourth, and then again at the measure. Or don't pedal the last beat. It's here. I kind of think you need to pedal every beat because we want the overtones. We're building up here. And when you don't pedal something, you lose the overtones, so the build up goes down. So maybe it's better to pedal it every beat for the last couple of beats on that measure. So on the last measure, the first line, I leave it down for the whole measure. And in the next measure, every two beats. And then every measure. And then the last measure, the second line, lifted up on beat 3 because the right hand has a rest. On the third line down, last measure, pedal the first 3 beats separately. Same thing in the first measure, the last line. Pedal the last 2 beats separately. And then at the bottom of the page, on page 36, don't pedal those eighth notes, they're by themselves. Anywhere in this piece where you get a rest, like on page 37, third line down, second measure, I got a rest, don't pedal that beat. Dynamic wise, they don't give you a lot. This is a gentle piece, it's not a slow piece. You're calling people to come and worship. You don't want to put them to sleep, but you want to be gentle about it. Don't scare them before they get there. You just have to decide on the speed and the dynamics and all. Get to know the piece first, and then you can decide on, you'll kind of feel it. So the medium soft they give is for the top note in the right hand. Everything else has to be soft or very soft. Here, so it's here. You have to experiment. We want to hear the F sharp. So figure out that and go from there. If you can, bring out the top note in the right hand. That's what we want to hear. That's the melody. So everything else needs to be soft. And that takes a little bit of practice when you're playing at the top of page 35. The first chord there, the first note is that. Can you play that note louder than the others? And still get them down at the same time? Good luck. Gentle. You're not going to stay at medium soft throughout the whole thing. You get a little louder and a little softer, but you have to feel these. So as you get to know the music, you will start feeling this, and you can do it as you feel it. At the top of page 36, in the second measure, they give you a little crescendo up to medium loud. There's not a lot of difference between medium soft and medium loud, but you decide. Bottom, there's a diminuendo back to medium soft. And that last measure there, nothing in that measure is melody. So everything has to be soft. So when the melody starts at the top of page 37, it's obvious. Oh, this is melody. So there has to be a difference between the bottom of page 36 and the top of page 37 on dynamics. So playing the last line on page 36 or here. So it's a little bit of a misleading when they put the MP at the bottom of the page on the eighth notes. Those are really soft. The MP comes to the melody at the next measure. So this. Then over on page 38, when you're finishing this up, you're kind of sort of soft, and the last line, then you're going to retardando and get softer. So the last line on page 38 is here. Here. Soft. And nothing here is melody, so play it all the same. You don't have to bring out anything in that last measure, and then that last one. And when we do the play with me, I'm going to hold that last note in the left hand 4 counts instead of 2. So let's do a play with me just to check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do dynamics and all that. I want to do pages 34 and 35, and then we'll stop and turn the page, and I'll count us in again, and we'll do 36 and 37, then we'll stop again, turn the page, and I'll count us again, and we'll do 38. When you're playing it for people, you can't do that. You got to keep going. But I'll leave it up to you now to figure out how to get that page turned without messing up the beat. So I'll give us 4 counts. Let's do this together. 1, 2, ready and go. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 2. 2. 2, 3 and 4 and 2. Stop and turn the page. 1, 2, ready and go. And 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and. Stop, turn the page. 1, 2, ready and go. And 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. 3 and 4 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold 2.